very, very bad to let it take me one more time. Mystical maker of schemes, emotion beyond my means.
My bad. I was so late today. I was really, really late. I lost track of time. I was doing this, that, and the third. But we're back. Appreciate you guys for coming in. Thanks for waiting for me. We are here one more time. I really didn't even know what I wanted to actually title this show. I had so many directions I was going to go in today. Wasn't even sure about the thumbnail. But why is 50 Cent, why is Master P all on the thumbnail today? Yeah, I was being oppressed by time. It was unfortunate, but I fought back. I am not a victim. But why is Master P and 50 Cent on the thumbnail? Well, we got a couple of clips we're going to get into. We got a lot we're going to get into today. Let's settle in. If you guys want to go run and get some snacks or some shit like that, some trail mix, can of beer, whatever, go do it now. I'm just getting going. I had to get all my snacks and beverages and whatnot in order for the show. We might be here for a few minutes, you know what I mean? But I had a lot I wanted to talk about today. There's drama in the Carmelo Anthony trial. There's a little bit of drama in the Nolan Wells trial too. There's some developments happening over there that are interesting. A lot of back and forth about a lot of stuff going on this weekend. Lots of some general random acts of blackness we got to talk about today. But what did Master P say? Master P basically told black people that, you know, you got to get over slavery. He don't really think about slavery. Master P said, when I go out there and I'm trying to, you know, do my thing and I'm getting in these rooms and I'm doing this, that, and third, I ain't worried about no slavery. Black folk got to stop being stuck on that shit. All right. I'm you know, obviously loosely paraphrasing Master P, but that was the gist of it. Master P said, I am not one of these worried about slavery type niggas. And then 50 Cent, he got a video clip in here somewhere. I got a whole lot of video clips laid out. I totally forgot the order and why and everything, but 50 Cent, he got a video clip that we're going to get to later where he says, rap is actually for the young. That's why he hasn't really been pressed to drop an album in a while. You know, rap isn't really made for 60-year-old guys out here trying to, you know, get crunk in the club or whatever he said. But and I remember making that exact argument, and I forget to whom and in what exact context I was talking about this thing, but I remember telling people specifically, rap really is for it's a youthful thing, right? That's not even like a criticism on my part. I'm not saying that. You know, I have criticisms of hip hop, but that's not really one of them. But I think it really is just the nature of the content, the nature of the art itself. I think as people get older, you probably can expect more and more people to like drift away from rap to on one degree or another. I'm not saying totally, but it does just something about rap that is like, you know, your teenage years and your early 20s. By the time you're in your mid 30s, though, you really can't live the hip hop life. It's just not a feasible thing. You just really can't like hold on to your glory in that way. And that's one of the problems with rap as an art, you know, to be a fan of such a thing. But we got a lot. We're going to get back to that later on. We got a lot of video clips, a lot of stuff, you know, random acts of blackness, all kinds of shit. Did you know there was an Invest Fest that they had recently? I'm telling you, all kinds of blackness has been happening recently, and I'm going to do my best to comment on as much of it as I can squeeze into one show today. So, you know, once again, like, share, and subscribe. If you want to support the show, click the link pinned in the chat. Go buy me a coffee. Throw a couple of dollars in my cup. I really appreciate it. Let me see. You know what? Let's jump right in to the Master P conversation. You know what? I'm not even going to give y'all a lot of build up. We're gonna, you know, pace this thing out a little bit in the middle, but you know, we're gonna jump right into the Master P thing, man.
Somebody look like us say, hey, how come we don't own our own tennis shoe? When Nike started out of their garage. Like Phil Knight started out of his garage. And I tell people all the time, look, it's not about a color. Like think about it. Even though when I help black owned business, I'm doing that because we at the bottom of the totem pole. But we want to create product for everybody. This product is for everybody, blacks, white, Asian, Latino, but it don't have too many black-owned companies. Like, show me how many black-owned tennis shoe companies out there that's making functional shoes that actually own it. It's not that many. It's a problem.
Yeah.
So when I find a problem, you know, my passion get like, I need to do this. I got to show the world. In the food industry, I realized that we didn't have enough healthy alternative foods for us. So I found a problem. I created Miller Family Food. I said, well, you know, I got.
And, you know, shout out to Master P, by the way. You know, I got to tell you, one of the reasons why I kind of fell out of love with just rap as a genre. There's a very, very negative image that rappers tend to put off, right? Just the general reputation of rappers and all of that. And for, you know, love him or hate him, I think Master P, especially as he's moved on in years and he's gotten older, he's an elder statesman, I guess is a polite term for it now. But Master P has kind of moved gracefully into that older part of life where you can't really be out here trying to chase your YN days forever. You know what I mean? You can't be forever a young nigga. Forever young nigga. No, the song doesn't work that way. Like there's no way for you to be forever a young nigga. And I think Master P has done a great job of trying to like move on from just being, you know, Master P, you know, the rap guy. And he's out. He actually got back into basketball. He was actually, look it up. Master P used to be in the NBA, y'all. I don't think he really, like, I forget really his career, but Master P actually made it back to the NBA because he's not just, you know, some gangster rap guy. And I can appreciate that for him just as a man.
To make healthy alternative food, snacks, everything.
Is that based out of New Orleans?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And so I was inspired by going to Tulsa, Oklahoma. And, you know, in the Black Wall Street 1920, what happened to our people. And it's like you had so many successful, rich Black people and it was burned down. But I met this guy that owned a grocery store called Oasis.
Yeah, A.J. Johnson.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, you know what? I'm going to put my food in your grocery store and I'm going to support you. We support all these other companies, but why not support Oasis and AJ?
He's doing good stuff in the community. And what you know about that store, as I've been down there, is that the predominantly of that area that's white is poor individuals who, you know, and so I love the work that he's doing. But when you think about, again, being yourself, what's been the biggest surprise of the stardom? I mean, you've been in this game for a very, very long time. What's been the biggest surprise about it all?
Our own culture don't believe that we could do it. You know, because that they just don't get it. They're like, how you could do this? I mean, like, if I could do it, anybody could do it. You don't have to be the smartest person in the world. You don't have to be a rocket scientist. You just got to have integrity and do good business. And
have integrity and do good business. I don't think I've ever heard that in a rap song in my life. I'm gonna outsource this to the chat. Help me out, y'all. Have you ever heard about having integrity and doing good business in a rap song, especially like, you know, a popular one most people would know, right? Name a rapper who rapped about integrity and good business.
Be a rocket scientist. You just got to have integrity and do good business. And these doors will open up for you. Building great relationships. And I think that's the biggest thing for me, trying to get that negative mindset out of our culture, because they still going back to, oh man, slavery, they did us this. And I'm like, you still harping on that, man. I never hoped on that because I can't change the past, but I can change the future.
You can't change the past. And I appreciate him for that. I feel him on that. Why are you still harping on that? And you know what really is ironic? The further away we've gotten from actual slavery, the more Black people have actually complained about slavery. Like the generation after the Civil War, like the Black people who were not born into slavery at all, everybody born like let's say from 1900 and beyond, right? Like when my grandmother was born, like not that year, but that's the general time frame. And that generation didn't really complain about slavery at all. They maybe complained about racism or some other shit, but nobody was worried about slavery per se. But niggas today, it's like a dream that you just can't wake up from. Every day you got to hear more about the slavery you never experienced.
And I think you got to get used to us being successful. And I think a lot of us, we block our own blessings because we don't think that we could do it because we're looking at a color. So, I mean, Muhammad Ali was a guy that, and I love like his story because he didn't care about that. He just wanted to be around good people, but he did represent for the culture. Right. And I want more African-American owned tennis shoe companies. I don't want this just to be me. I want so many different product brands owned by us, but making it for everybody. Because think about it, when other cultures make products, they don't make it for them, they make it for everybody. And so I want that mindset of our people. If I could change that, that's the way we're going to bridge the wealth gap.
What's been the biggest negative surprise of it all? The biggest negative surprise of the stardom?
Our people can't work together. Think about when I go down Rodale.
I thought Black people had unity. You know, the foundational word in Black community is unity. There is no community without unity. I can't believe I'm hearing this, Master P.
Drive and see all these stores. They're owned by all the same kind of looking people. None of them fighting. None of them caring about what each other have or got. And I love that. I want to see that for our culture and our people. That's why I fight to educate our culture and our people. Because we got to get on that page. Like, we get on that page, we're going to be dangerous because we spend $1 trillion a year.
2.1 trillion.
2.1 trillion. Think about it. And we don't own nothing. And we make 0.1% of Black CEOs in Fortune 500 companies, but we spending all the money.
So you don't get a lot of like mainstream Black figures, you know, giving the truth about the, you know, the state of the community. But shout out to Master P. I appreciate that honesty. You know, I was looking for a particular clip, and I got to go back and dig for it. But in the meantime, let's do something random here. You know what I found that's actually like funny, just to me, it's like I can't even like make fun of him per se, but I just like, oh shit, look at him. I know this guy. Guess who got a deal doing commercials, y'all? Yeah. Tell me if you recognize the Black guy with the big smile, y'all. Guess who got a commercial deal?
This is it. And it just, when I saw it, I was like, oh my God, this is my mouth now. Yeah, I had not smiled like this literally since a kid, probably since like 12 years old. For a long time, I would always smile with my mouth closed. And my people would always say, why you always smile with your mouth closed? Because I just wasn't always as confident in my smile. And now I can't wait.
Oh, shoot, I didn't mean to press that button. Oh, there we go. But that is Dr. Jeff, the Black Manosphere therapist guy. If you haven't seen it, he's been having actually really, really big, popular panels with guys like Obsidian. I think who else was there? What's the name of what I want to call him? Bruiser. He's on This Might Be Risky with DJ Hint. I remember I was scrolling through my Twitter one time and I was like, wait a minute, this dude looks familiar. My man up here selling great smiles and shit. I gotta go get me a fresh pair of jibs now.
in front of a camera now every single day, and having to kind of put the mic in front of my face like this. Now I'm like, hey, I'm here. So thank you. Yeah, this is going to be exciting.
Enjoy your smile.
Please make sure you come to Dent Spa and Turkey, Istanbul. Absolutely recommend.
Damn, I gotta go all the way to Turkey though. Damn, I gotta go all the way to Turkey to get the new jibs. That's crazy. I feel like the plane tickets might cost more than the teeth. I don't know. We gotta work out the economics on that one though. I appreciate the move though. I appreciate the move, Doc.
Recommended, you know, just from the moment I landed, from the staff at the hotel to here, the drivers, everybody was extremely just accommodating, you know, and honestly, I don't have any regrets. I loved it. I was like, you exceeded my expectations. I was like, I still have the shape of my teeth, which was really important. And she killed it. She was very professional. She showed me what the teeth would look like even before she put them in. Straight to finish. She told me what I needed.
Damn. Shout out to the black Manosphere Doc and his Turkish teeth. That was so random. I'm like, wow, I had no idea this type of shit would pop up on my feed. Like the nigga out here selling teeth. Niggas really are amazing though. Niggas really are amazing. Niggas are my favorite people in the world, if you haven't noticed. Like, some of y'all was gonna say white people. No, fuck you. My favorite people in the world are actually niggas. Because you never know where you might find one. Niggas be in the most randomest things, man. You be on the other side of the earth. This, you know, nigga from Detroit just pops up. It's fucking Thailand or some shit like that. You never know. You never know. Niggas are everywhere. With fresh teeth and all of that. I was like, get out of here. I know this guy from somewhere. At first, I didn't believe my eyes. I'm like, nah, maybe it's just the guy that looked like him. And then I clicked the audio on the video. I was like, oh, yeah, that is definitely the bro. That is definitely the bro. But, you know, there was something else I'm trying to dig up in the meantime. I'm just running my mouth here. But we were talking about moms in the country yesterday. And there was a scene from a black mom that's been going viral on the live streaming side of the game. You know, these kids in their live stream career. I have no idea what's really up with the 18 and under live stream crowd, but it's a whole thing. There's a huge generational divide there. I have no idea what these young niggas are doing on camera. But there's a kid by the name of Nitro Camden. You guys heard about Nitro Camden? Yeah, Nitro Camden is having well, actually, he had a bad day that turned into a great moment, and it was mostly all caught on live. And basically, it's because he's got a shitty black mom. Well, I'm not going to say a shitty black mom. I'm not going to judge the entirety of her mothering career on a short internet clip. But it really looks bad on the mom. It really, really looks bad on the mom.
Move! Go get your stuff. You gotta go. Go. Go get your stuff. Go get your clothes and stuff. Go. Go. And then go. I would hate to have to call the police on you. Go ahead and go. You're done. I'm not playing this game. It's almost midnight. Go. Out of my room. My house. Everything.
Did she just bite him?
Oh, mine. Get out.
What was that? What move was that? I gotta look that up in my big book of child abuse. What type of move was that?
It's almost midnight. Go. Out of my room. My house.
Shout out to Messi Sean. Good to see you. Thanks for dropping by.
Everything. This is all mine. Get out. Get out. Get out. Get out of my house. You're not welcomed anymore. Get out. Well, be prepared for the police to come put you out there. So you don't think your stupid ass have to get out. You're 18, dummy. You don't have to live in my house.
He's 18 and she wants him out now. Like he just turned 18. I don't even think he got a fresh haircut or nothing. He's still got his 17-year-old haircut. Been 18 for like a couple hours, I think, and she want him out.
Great, but I'm letting you know because you're getting out at 6 o'clock tomorrow. When I wake up, you get your ass up and you're getting out. You're not finna keep blatantly disrespecting me. I told you to lay down. This is what you do every other time. You try to act like you don't break rules, but you do this every other time. I walk past the room and I'm like, why is the light still on? I'm exercising. Well, you should have been did that. It's bedtime.
And look, I'm not going to say this is just a Black woman thing. You know, there might be some uniqueness to it, specifically with Black women. But this is like really a single mom thing. I think single moms in particular has more of this reputation as opposed to like single dads. But what winds up happening is the single mom house becomes a type of chaotic tyranny. You know, there are no actual true rules and order that you can understand in a lot of situations. But the rule of the day is don't make mommy angry. You know what I mean? There can be all kinds of drama and chaos going on in the house. House can look a mess. The dogs and the animals can be, you know, shitting all over the place. The fridge can be broken with no door on the bottom part. Like there can be all kinds of chaos going on in the house, and the kids will be generally cool for the most part, as long as nobody pisses mommy off. And that's really one of the things that I noticed. And I think this is one of my favorite phrases about like family chaos. And I forget where I picked this up, but the idea that happy families tend to have a lot of similarities, a lot of things in common, whereas like dysfunctional, chaotic families are all in their own individual little hell. And that's kind of how it is. You know, these all these little individual hells that operate on the principle of just don't piss mommy off. And sometimes it's impossible. Sometimes you have no idea what you did, and now you got this big 240-pound beast on your back.
Lay your ass down. Okay, that's what I'm saying.
See me in the bed.
Okay.
I want to lay down.
Okay.
You don't have to keep baby in bed. Lay down.
Okay. Well, we're gonna see how much baby it is once I help you pack your shit because you're leaving in the morning. All right, I told you to lay down, so you don't have to lay down. Lay down.
Please do not.
Lay down.
Please do not.
Lay down.
Please get my sleep.
Lay down.
She trying to make him go to sleep. Talk about this night. You ever go night? You 18, but you still gonna go night, little nigga. It's time to go night.
Lay down. Lay down. No, lay down.
I gotta tell you though. I'm like, this is messed up, but I don't know if it's the trauma. This is bringing back memories. I'm gonna laugh through the pain. I gotta laugh, so don't cry. Oh my God, this is bringing back memories. Why she built like my mama though? No, why this is bringing back memories? This looked like me when I was 18. I was a lot taller than my mom. No, it was I had a couple more inches on my mom compared to him. But it was basically that. It's like, come on, you know you can't just make me, right? Like, I'm gonna go night, but we both know it's not really night time. You know what I mean?
Lay down. All I said was, you're not gonna keep blatantly disrespecting me and think you stand in this house.
What does she even do?
You bring absolutely no value to this house. You barely clean up this room. You only take out the trash when I say that it needs to be taken out. You don't do anything. Literally not. So lay down. It's still very clean. You should have did that hours ago. You've been at home all fucking day. Instead of playing video games. Like a fucking 40-year-old virgin in his mama's basement.
Now, in case you haven't really caught up, this is a young kid named Nitro Camden, live streamer and all that. And I guess he's on Kick. And I might be streaming the Kick right now. Shout out to Kick. You know, I remember I think I tried to expand my horizons recently, but he's on Kick right now. And I don't know if he's got a lot of listeners. Like, I don't think he's monetized yet. Let's put it that way. He's still like small, but he's trying to make it. You guys remember what it was like when you were 18 and you were trying to make it? You know, back when I was 18, I remember you had to work at McDonald's, or it was the traditional, either I'm slinging crack rock or you got a wicked jump shot, you know? And I didn't really like to work at McDonald's. I have never worked in a fast food restaurant. Actually, you know what? I was a manager at one. I was a manager at one time, but that was very brief, and that's just because it was my homeboy spot. But I'm not in that. I can't do that. I'm gonna take other options, you know. And I'm happy that we have like this new internet wave where kids can now try to take some kind of, you know, step out there. They're trying to make something of themselves. Not everybody is gonna just go out there and go to college. I feel you. It's a rough thing being young and not knowing what you got to do yet. But he wants to be a live streamer, and his mom is fed up with him right now.
Having a passion for something.
Don't listen.
His 18th birthday was 10 days ago, by the way.
Because you didn't. If the rule
And Mama.
is to get off at 10, then you get off at 10. And you don't. Every fucking night.
I'm saying, no, that's not true. Yesterday I did. I got to look at
Clip this and run it up.
it, and then it wasn't even just that. I said what would happen. You came here 2 times. I said,
Now we need to give this guy a career.
I never had this many people in there. It matters. It's my
To
passion.
you,
and I want
it
to
matters.
succeed in it. Okay, well then, yeah, it matters to me. So I can succeed. You don't know how long I've been training for one. You don't have to care.
If I tell you to get off
You
at a
don't care.
certain
It's
time,
okay with not caring about me. I fully understand.
I don't care what's in your twisted mind because
Okay,
you're
so
still not
that doesn't add
listening.
up.
It goes off of what I say the rule is. You can't just do what you want
I
to
didn't
do.
say I can,
But you
realize
keep
something. I'm
doing
trying
it.
to-
I don't. It's not possible.
You
What are
just
you
said I was
gonna
make
do?
believe.
So what are you gonna do?
Tell me. What you mean for the entire year? Keep doing what I've done for 7 years. It's eventually gonna work out.
Okay,
I pray about it. It's gonna work out.
You know what's the irony of this whole thing? She is like really not understanding what he's trying to do. And he might actually be in the wrong in the sense that she's the kid. I mean, he's the kid, she's the mom, she's giving him responsibilities and chores around the house. And if he's not doing his, you know, household responsibilities, you would understand the problem, right? However, the irony of it, and this is one of the things that just, you know, life happens in weird ways. The irony of it is, as she is now on live stream shitting on his internet career, she's causing him to actually blow up a little bit on the internet.
It doesn't work like that. So if you,
If it does, you need to
so if I tell you to leave in the next 2 months, it's gonna be enough money for you to leave and do all of that.
See, now she's just putting weird, stupid pressure on him. Now you're just throwing shit in front of him. You're putting weight on his back. Don't need to be there. He 18. He's still a baby. God damn it.
Fake sleep.
cares about me, so I mean, I don't know. Still haven't finished high school.
Gorlock the Destroyer.
I know, because
Apparently you gonna make it big.
oh, I already said I'm not.
So
Just leave.
if I tell you to leave in 2 months, you're gonna have.
Yes, bro, you better leave tomorrow.
It has nothing to do with it. I know in your twisted mind you keep thinking this. This has nothing to
okay
do
to
with it.
think
I'm
that.
asking you, what are you gonna do?
I don't know what I'm gonna do.
Now, if you don't understand the significance of the moment for the boy, let me explain it to you. and I'm struggling myself here because, you know, it's like, what do you call these? Gen Z? What are we calling the YN generation? Gen Alpha, whatever it is. These little internet children here. He is the live streamer, like I said. He's trying to make it. And there is another live streamer. I forget his name as well, but a bigger live streamer performed a raid and put thousands of people in this kid's live stream instantly. Now, I don't think he was expecting it. It just was a gift from up high. And now he's got this moment, literally lightning in a bottle. I just had a raid from a big time streamer. He's sending me all these people. He's sending me all this money. All these things are happening for me right now. And then my mom comes in the room and fucks it up. That's the moment that we're having here, right? So, and that is also why I kind of get why he doesn't want to, like, you know, just back down and end the stream and all of that stuff. Because now it's like, listen, I got this one, you know, it's my Eminem moment. You better lose yourself in the music the moment you own it. You better never let it go. You know what I'm saying? So he's trying to make it. He's trying to do his thing. And then here come mom ruining the show for you, right? And then this is what makes it bad. This is where it's beyond just that one little clip. Apparently, he's really got issues in the home. You know what I mean? Let me show you something else here. So he just turns 18. Happy birthday. Now get out. Mom. LOL, mom. Yeah. Happy birthday. Now get out. LOL, mom. Rough shit. Rough shit. You know, I'm mad at my mom about some shit sometimes too, but you know, this is one of those things where you like, you know, sometimes you gotta be thankful, like, damn, I know my mom be tripping, but she wasn't tripping like other people's moms be tripping. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what she said. And
tell him. You might as well move the screen here too. Wolf Omega with the P Dirty with the Sharp with the sub. Cheese with the sub.
This is the second time you have attempted to ruin my entire life that I have worked so very hard for. So, for your sake, since you have nowhere to go after today, I hope that that check is a huge check for what you got.
What check? I can't. I asked.
Now she's accusing the boy of attempting to ruin her life. It's a bold move. It's a real bold move. She's saying that you trying to ruin my life, right? He just in his room live streaming, not doing really much. You're not doing much but making some noise. You know, of all the things your 18-year-old black son can be involved in, sitting up in his room making a little bit of noise here and there, it's not the worst thing ever. You know, it might be a little annoying. I grant it, you know, I know, listen, I live stream too. I know I get loud sometimes too, right? But I don't have anybody in the house worried about that shit. I understand, though, the problems that can arouse, but generally, all things considered, 18-year-old boy, I remember what that's like. Safest thing he can be doing right now.
Which? All right.
That's the only place I could like go right now. Because they're telling me she's trying to file a restraining order on me. So I said, yeah, that's what she said. And they said they're trying to kill me. But I'm saying I need the number so I can go somewhere. I need to go somewhere.
Cam.
Bro, you're not listening. I need those numbers so I can get my
Just stall. Bro. Don't sleep. We need to stall.
And y'all can't even. Thing is, y'all can't even hear it. I gotta hear him get back to him because he's gonna He gonna think I'm tripping.
You can listen later.
All right.
Oh, press charge. Oh, a strain on the shit, man.
See what I'm talking about? They trying to flip it on me. I specifically said, don't come in the camera. Did I or did I not, guy? Did I or did I not?
It's all on spring, bro. We got the clip.
And now they trying to do it on me. Look, now they trying to throw it on me. See what I'm talking about?
What is he saying, though?
Bro, talking about I'm the one that did this. This my fault and some other shit. I'm about to just go, bro.
Don't go before the phone, bro.
Bro, I know I got until 30 minutes. Yo, Kyle, check it.
Check it now.
I'm about to get up out of here. See what I mean, bro? But nobody ever wants to take accountability.
It just say between 10 and 11 a.m.
They just want to blame me 24/7.
I don't think they open yet.
You know, the women in the chat are upset. You know, this is sad, but I don't know. Like I said, I remember that moment, not moment per se, but I remember that era in life. I remember being 18 and your mom, it's like she don't really want you around. House got too small for the both of y'all. You know, she trying to have boyfriends and shit. Rough time. It's a rough road, bro. You gotta get out there and live the trial by fire now. Sort of like that metaphor where, you know, you throw somebody into the pool and, you know, either you swim or you're going to drown. But lucky for him, his mom blew him up on the internet. The internet came back. He was gifted with thousands of subs. Later on, I think he got an actual sponsorship deal and a Twitch, a Kick, what do you call it? The Kick partner program. So he's monetized basically now. So, and he's got money to go get a new place. He's set up in a new place. He's doing good right now.
My life, coming from a bad clip 2 days ago, 1 day ago, however long it was, Stable Renardo, the rest of the core members, they all came in. We're not going to mind this. They all came in. They rated me. And for the first time, I had 10,000 people in my stream. It turned to a bad clip. I tried to save it. But now we met all these content creator streamers. Now we connecting with them. And now we finally hit 100,000 followers on Twitch. Somebody coming from average of one viewer. Message I gotta say is don't ever stop. W Blackboy Max. W Blackboy Max. Don't ever give up on your dreams, chat. 100K and in the worst situation, chat. The worst situation, they got 100K. Come on.
What do you mean? Why is he in a Spider-Man costume? That's what these kids do now. I don't have explanations for everything. That's what these kids are into now. There's a whole world, there's a whole sub-universe in that basement room that they got right now. A lot of fascinating things are supposed to be happening. This is the world of Twitch and Kick. These are the Gen Z, YN Twitch streamers. I have no idea why anything is anything. Why does Kai Cenat dress up like Batman? All right, nobody knows. These are all mysteries. If you're over 40, these are all mysteries. Focus your life on more important questions.
All my life, coming from a bad clip 2 days ago, 1 day ago, however long it was, Stable Renardo, the rest of the...
But yeah, we were talking about we were talking about just moms recently. And then I wanted to bring that clip up yesterday, but it kind of seemed a little bit out of like sequence. It just, the vibe wasn't really right there. But you know, somebody else we were talking about too. Let's jump back on this story. And I told you guys, they wanted to bring that story to America, and they did their best to make it a thing in American media. And now it's finally broken through the Atlantic Ocean wall.
There was a story. I mean, if you're going to talk about academics this week, I just have to bring this up. This Jason Arday story. He's a professor.
Really sad.
Very sad. It was a suicide a week ago. It was not that story. He was the first Black professor at Cambridge, I think.
Yes.
Young.
And the youngest.
The youngest.
You know what? You know how like in baseball, there was that whole thing with steroids a lot of years back. And I think if you look up like in the baseball record books, you might like find an asterisk next to somebody's name because they were accused of doping during that period. You know the reason why I'm bringing that up? When you call Jason R. Day Cambridge's first black professor, I feel like you got to say that shit with really, really harsh air quotes now. You got to say that shit with like a really long wink and big air quotes. You can't just like say he was the first black professor unironically. You got to make people understand that it was a weird thing, him being the first black professor, you know?
I mean, a week ago, it was not that story. He was the first black professor at Cambridge, I think.
Yes.
Young.
And the youngest.
The youngest. Okay, whenever I hear a story like this, first of all, I don't believe anything. I don't believe anything anybody says.
Right.
I have to read 2 or 3 more articles, do a deep dive. But the first story was, okay, this guy was just wanted by the left to be what they wanted him to be, which was the first hero professor, black professor. But really, he was guilty of plagiarism and all sorts of incredible lies. And because they're so captivated.
Speaking of his incredible lies, I came up with an idea when we were first talking about R. Day. Well, the last time we were talking about R. Day, I guess when he passed, when he finally bit the bullet. It was his own bullet, but still, he bit the bullet. But and you know, they haven't released the cause of death yet. Nobody really knows why he's dead. And everybody's just like, oh my God, it's so sad. I'm like, is it really? We don't even know yet. But anyway, we came up with this idea rather, that we have to keep our Day's lives alive because he was the best to ever do it. I think in the history, like in the real world of con artists and schemers and just, what do they call him? A fantabulist? What's the word they're using? A fabulist. They're calling him a fabulist, which I don't know. When you call somebody a fabulist, like it sounds like you're calling them gay. Like if somebody ever calls me a fabulist, I don't know. I might want to hook off on you. Like, what did you say to me? What did you just call me? A fabulist. But that's what they're calling him. And I'm curious, like, we don't know what happened with him. They won't release any information, but everybody's like, oh my God, he's so sad or whatever. But anyway, we came up with this game where we call it the R Day Awards. And you have to shout out, you know, the biggest liars of the year, the biggest scammers and con artists of the year. And you can win an R Day. And at the same time, I say you got to keep his lives alive. You know, we got to do a Chuck Norris thing and keep his lives going because Chuck Norris had a great online career. Not even a career. It was like an online mythology. Chuck Norris jokes are some of my favorite comedy in the world. But Donovan, he says, R. Day invented steroids. Yes, and he was brain dead at the time. Couldn't even think. Then he came back to life and invented steroids. That was after the 29th marathon he won on 2 broken legs. Yeah. I want his mythology to be bigger in death than it was in life. He needs a mythology. Because R. Day is a wild guy. Like the shit he got away with was just incredible. And not to be like that, because you know the racial angle of it is hilarious on a couple levels. You got all the black people crying like they lynched him. literally. And this is why the FBAs are mad at all the other non-American Negroes out there. All the non-American Negroids out there. Because the FBAs, all the black Americans are like, look, stop trying to cosplay my history. You foreign blacks come over here, try to steal our oppression, all right? You niggas in the UK wasn't getting lynched. Stop trying to act like you know what a lynching is. A nigga got clowned in the papers, and they're like, oh my God, this is a lynching. This is just like what the American Negroes had to deal with. No, it's not. No, it's not. Shut the fuck up. This was not a lynching. I don't like how you niggas are misappropriating Black American history and terminology, trying to say that this little feminine ass nigga got lynched, all right? That shit kills me. That shit kills me. Talking about he was lynched by the media. No, he wasn't. They told jokes on him. American niggas, we listen to jokes all the time. Makes me think, what if y'all just soft over there in the UK? Because you know what? Right after that happened to him, there was another Black guy who was like a chief in a fire department somewhere. Apparently, he lied on his resume too. He got outed for lying on his resume. You know what he did? Bit his own bullet. I'm like, you know what? Maybe UK niggas are just built different, all right? Maybe it's because you never actually got lynched over there. You don't actually have the genetic surviving lynching material, all right? You come from a whole other strain of Black. That's why when you get clowned by the white folk, you're like, oh my God, I can't take it. I don't want to live anymore. I couldn't believe I was like, these niggas really said he got lynched. They said he got lynched in the paper, though. Not like in real life, but in the paper.
By DEI and wanting this, they just let him pass. I said, well, I'm going to check this out. No, that's exactly what happened.
Right.
It's the soft bigotry of low
And it's not
expectation.
just that they let him pass, it's that they ignored the glaring red flags like grammatical errors in his thesis and things in his backstory that just didn't add up, like running 30 marathons in 35 days. And to me, Cambridge has a lot of explaining to do about how they seem to have really cynically used this person who was obviously struggling with mental illness.
Let me make it plain, all right? Because that's one of my jobs. It's one of the things I do here is I listen to a lot of the polite, sanitized, liberalized corporate speak, and I try to cut to the heart of the matter. And I gotta just make it plain, all right? White people, especially these white liberal Cambridge, Oxford type of white people, because I think he went to Oxford too. Yeah, look it up. Oxford is on his resume as well. It wasn't just Cambridge. But this retarded nigga made white people look stupid. And I think there are a lot of really otherwise seemingly intelligent white people who really, really want to get from under the weight of feeling stupid because you got tricked by a retarded nigga. And you deserved it. You deserved it. White people got tricked by a retarded nigga, and now it's like a national scandal for the whole world to see, because there's clearly, with all of your white IQ and Cambridge bred intelligence, you knew this nigga was retarded. So it isn't even the fact that you got tricked by this nigga. At a certain point, you had to know this nigga was retarded, right? And so what did you do? What did you do? You tried to like put this nigga in front of the world and have him lecture everybody about racism and how, you know, race is a problem and white supremacy, yada, 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 right? Meanwhile, the whole time, it's just a retarded nigga. But you believed in him a lot. And now that the secret about this retarded nigga who was put up on a moral pedestal to lecture everybody, because literally that's all he talked about was race and racism. I got a clip from Jason R. Day, like a very long form clip of Jason R. Day in an interview. And that's all of his IQ and intelligence. He's just a retarded nigga that, you know, talks about white people. Like a lot of other retarded niggas, by the way. But all these allegedly smart white people got tricked by this retard. And now the scandal is out. And the only thing they can do is cry racism. But meanwhile, all the DEI liberal white folk, they don't know how to really move on from this issue because I think about it. Either we admit the claims that Black people, because this whole thing actually started because some guy started looking into Jason Arday, and then that guy allegedly is a racist, and he was, repeating claims that Harvard found. Harvard did a study that said without a lot of DEI and affirmative action, most of the Black folk in a lot of these high positions in university wouldn't be there, right? And so what Jason Arday represents for all these liberal white people who got tricked by a stupid, retarded nigga is that you need DEI to get these retarded niggas up into these positions, because most Black folk that are actually intelligent, you're going to run out of really quickly. Like all the smart ones that you're trying to find, you're going to run out of them quick, and now you're just going to have to put retards in the position. And that's basically what they've been doing. And so now they have a choice. Either you accept the findings that DEI is a scam, or you just go on with you just own the fact that you somehow got tricked by this. No, not even own the fact, but you somehow move on from the fact that now it's like the emperor has no clothes. We can all tell that you're just putting retarded niggas in positions of power so they can morally lecture people about racism and whatnot. And then the minute anybody has a problem with it, you just hide behind charges of racism and white supremacy and yada, yada, yada. But if you actually start to ask questions and look too close, what you'll find is a lot of retarded niggas just crying about racism.
To further their own diversity and inclusion goals.
He didn't learn to speak until he was 18, right? He said he was autistic. He said a number of diseases. He said he was, I can't find it, but he was just crazy. He's testicular cancer, brain tumor, epilepsy, locked-in syndrome. I don't know what that is. He said
What the hell is locked-in syndrome? Locked-in syndrome sounds like a gooning condition. I don't even know if I want to know what that means. What is locked-in syndrome?
Ran the marathons with a broken leg. He said he was mute until age 11 and illiterate until 18, and then became the greatest professor. And it's like a prank. Like, can we make liberals who want to believe this actually do it? And they did. And it's not much more complicated than that.
Well,
white people are crazy.
I tend to think something like that. A lot of these liberal white people, I don't even say crazy, though. I don't know if crazy is exactly the right word, because crazy would almost imply a lack of intent, a lack of direction and purpose to their action. And they're not actually crazy in that way. I think there's a level of maliciousness to like white liberalism that doesn't really get understood. Because you could argue that the very people that put Arday out there in front of the world are the ones responsible for him being dead now, because if he couldn't take the embarrassment and he took his own life, it's y'all fault for putting him out there. You knew this was too good to be true. But look, I found this clip of Jason Arday having a long form interview. Let's just take some random
a lot of those
snapshots.
that I was able to kind of make sense of those things a lot later than I should have done, which is quite normal for people with global development delay. From 18, I learned to read and write. I was very fortunate.
He was talking about his life story. Let's try.
With ethnic diversity, progress are less clear. Okay.
Now, this is allegedly the deep wisdom of Cambridge's first and youngest Black professor, right?
So I wondered, why is that? What's happening behind that? Okay, and so the first thing I'm always hearing, I hear the story that, well, diverse young talents are difficult to find in the marketplace. And I must say, it's bizarre. So any take on that?
I think familiarity is quite an interesting concept when we think about organizations and structures. And a big part of that is really some of the ideas around hiring in one's own image. And part of that is we look at these kind of workspaces and they're a microcosm of society. And very often it depends what that society is to the individuals that may be the power brokers or the stakeholders in that organization. Now, if those individuals are exposed to diverse ranges of people, that in a sense pricks something in one's conscience to think about how useful will a diverse workforce be. If individuals aren't exposed to that, and by proxy their world is quite narrow in that sense, it can limit the range of people that they bring into those organizations, which is why you can have these homogeneous organizations which have, which are predominantly white, if we're talking about huge executive companies. And in terms of thinking about that opportunity, it tends to often be reactive in response to a particular phenomena. So let's take the most recent vintage, Black Lives Matter movement in 2020. There was a huge kind of rearguard action and response by organizations to think about how they diversify things. But what's been interesting about that is we're kind of 4 years away from that. And actually a lot of those organizations have slipped back into patterns of replicating that familiarity in terms of the types of people they have in those organizations. So I do think it's an interesting phenomena, because the truth is there has to be an appetite to want to diversify and to want to change.
Now, think of Cambridge University, right? It's maybe the oldest university still running in the world. All the debates, all the arguments, all the knowledge that is kind of just exuded from that institution. And then you have this guy who's apparently a professor of DEI and racism, like literally a professor of diversity.
Mentored a young Black female, very talented, and she came from a very privileged background. Okay, so she was raised in a very stable, good family, loving family. She went to the best school, the best unis. And it felt to me that she didn't have most of the issues of problems I was seeing with my other mentees who didn't have those type of environments.
Sure.
And the reverse, when I mentored young white professionals, when they were coming from an underprivileged social background, they tended to have the same issues than the person of colors coming from an underprivileged background, which really surprised me. So it seems to me that there is also a social pattern at play here. Is that correct?
Yeah, I would say, there is. I mean, what's always interesting about, if you take class as an example, it's a universal experience. So lots of people live below the breadline, and lots of people would consider themselves, because class is a huge thing in the UK. So it's not something that translates in other parts of Europe or outside of Europe. But if we just think about a domestic context, well over 70% of the British population consider themselves to be from a working class background. So it's a significant
70%.
Well over 70%, wow. Yeah. So that's a significant proportion. And what I would say is that those issues do translate, because they're kind of unilateral in that sense. And again, it comes back to what I said about those intersectional factors that come into play.
Oh my God, I think he's wearing mascara. Like right under the eyes. Is that just me, or does he have on like light eyeshadow and just a line of I don't know, is that called mascara or eyeliner or what? But look at that. Is he wearing something, just a little bit of eyeliner, right? There's just a hint. There's just a faint trace of eyeliner. What the hell is going on here? I gotta get this nigga off my screen. Anyway, that's your boy R Day. Guyliner is crazy. That's probably what the gays call it too, guyliner. But that's your boy Jason R Day. Wow boy. You know what? Let's talk about a bigger story. Let's get into something really, really, really dramatic. And you know what? Before we even do all that, let me shout out. I think that was I want to say that was Jesse Lee in the chat. I think a donation came into the show like right after I ended. I noticed it, but I don't want to say your real name here. But shout out to Jesse Lee though with the $5 coffee donation. He said amazing. I appreciate your support. Hit the like button from y'all. Like, share, and subscribe. If you want to support the show, you can hit me on Venmo at TheHoodServative, or you can catch me at buymeacoffee.com, where you can always buy me a coffee.
I need that money.
Now, that being said, let's move on to a little bit more pressing matters here. We have some developments in the Carmelo Anthony trial. Yeah, we do. That whole conversation is going to be heated up again for a couple of days, y'all. Black YouTube is going to go crazy for a few more days again.
Today's hearing has already brought new, very revealing information about Anthony and Austin Metcalf. That was never brought up at trial, by the way. JD Miles has been in the courtroom through this day, and he has the new details.
Well, we expect the hearing today to wrap up at any moment and testimony to continue tomorrow. As many of you know, there was a private off-the-record agreement during the murder trial by both sides to keep the sordid backgrounds of Carmelo Anthony and Austin Metcalf, their character and their criminal history, private and out of view of the jury, so they could focus solely on what happened under the tent last year at that Frisco track meet. Now, both sides...
Now, here's the thing. We're about to have a dueling background situation. And I'm going to let them explain it to you, but I just don't think the backgrounds actually compare. What the two sides held back from court, honestly, I think they did Carmelo a favor, but you tell me.
Decided to release that background history, with the defense going first, releasing 20 pages of Austin Metcalf's behavioral history. Carmelo Anthony was dressed in a suit and tie for this morning's hearing, which began with the defense arguing that efforts by the trial judge and prosecutors to combat threats and deal with disruptions actually prevented Anthony from getting an open and fair trial. But bombshell testimony came this afternoon from Anthony's trial attorney, Mike Howard, about Austin Metcalf's background report that was never presented to the jury. CBS News Texas has also learned new details about Austin Metcalf's background. Metcalf and his brother Hunter were once caught spray painting graffiti, including KKK Kill All Blacks and Heil Hitler, along with the N-word, and were sentenced to 12 months of juvenile probation.
That seems like a lot. I mean, maybe they were young Klansmen, junior Klans kids, the KKK varsity team. I don't know. Or maybe they were just white kids being edgy. Who knows? But 12 months, well, it's probation, but still.
Records reveal they reportedly told authorities, "We did some dumb stuff. We did some vandalism." There are several documented instances of Austin using racial slurs in school. And in 2023, Austin was accused of...
Austin used the magic word, you guys. We should dig him up and lynch him already. Like, we should dig him up and stab him again. He used to use the magic word. Did you know? Did you know he said the no-no word to actual nons?
Of Austin using racial slurs in school. And in 2023, Austin was accused of bullying a black student in class. In 2018, while still in elementary school, Austin and his brother were accused of bullying and assaulting a female, which led to his arrest.
Damn. The fact that they're arresting children in school for basic, like, elementary school behavior is crazy, though. Like, the fact that you told me they arrested a 10-year-old boy because he was picking on a girl, I'm supposed to look at the 10-year-old boy as the bad guy here? You arrested a 10-year-old boy Like, come on now. You arrested what did he do? Did he hold the girl down and beat her up? Did he give her a swirly in the bathroom? Like, what the hell did you do? What did a 10-year-old do to get arrested? I need to know. Because if there's no such charge as bullying. You got to understand me, right? There has to be a specific thing that he did that would warrant the police being involved.
Of Austin using racial slurs in school. And in 2023, Austin was accused of bullying a black student in class. In 2018, while still in elementary school, Austin and his brother were accused of bullying and assaulting a female, which led to his arrest. During an argument in 2024 with...
He assaulted her. So kids in elementary school got into a fight and he got arrested. I need to know, like, what happened? Like, how bad did you beat this girl up? I'm curious now.
Another female student, Austin allegedly knocked her to the ground and punched her in the stomach. He was also kicked out of a football game and texted someone later, "I was about to beat the expletive out of those kids." At a previous track.
I mean, I'm sorry, but Austin just sounds like an active young white male. I'm not hearing anything particularly egregious right now. You know, he was a little boy and got into a fight with a girl. Like elementary school, boys and girls are still roughly a fair fighting material. Elementary school girls sometimes be bullying the boys. It's not really that big a deal. The fact that you had the police involved, I don't trust that at all. That's a whole modern culture thing we have where we somehow want to wrap the children in bubble tape and act like they're never supposed to get harmed by the world. But on the other hand, we'll lock a little kid up at the slightest provocation. Like, he drew a picture of a pistol. We're going to call the sheriff and a therapist now. Like, no, maybe he just is into cool shit and you're acting like a fag. Like, maybe the kids are not as messed up as you're pretending they are. Or you're going to make them messed up by arresting 10-year-olds because they got into a little scrape with a little girl on the playground. Maybe that little girl was talking shit. I don't know, but I think it's just crazy that we're arresting 10-year-olds for anything. Like, unless that 10-year-old kid participated in a drive-by and you found his fingerprints on the 9mm, I don't think you should be doing that type of thing to 10-year-olds.
When another student alerted Austin that someone not on their team, quote, "behind our bench was talking wild," Austin reportedly replied, "Kill that MF." During the 2023-2024 school year, he received in-school suspension twice. School disciplinary records from April 2022 to May 2024 reveal that Austin reportedly called a teacher the B word and used profanity. He told a school official that he couldn't control it and wasn't aware that it was coming out of his mouth.
Yo, I fucking love this boy. I'm sorry. I fucking love this kid. I'm so sad he's gone. I'm so sad that he's not here right now. Oh my God. He said, I just couldn't help it. I just couldn't help myself. Yeah. What do you mean? We gotta run that back.
Mentioned twice. School disciplinary records from April 2022 to May 2024 reveal that Austin reportedly called a teacher the B word and used profanity. He told a school official that he couldn't control it and wasn't aware that it was coming out of his mouth.
Yeah, I know what that's like.
Good afternoon, boys and girls. Shut the fuck up.
Hey, not nice.
No, thank you.
No, thank you.
Do you need to leave? No, bitch.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Man, Austin just like me for real. Austin just like me for real. I understand, bro. I get it. Bitches be getting on my nerves too my whole life. I know, bro. But the crazy part about all of this, right? All of this character assassination, they're bringing up all of this shit as if to say, well, of course you got to stab him in the chest. This is crazy when you think about it. Like, he said the N-word to a kid in school. He got into a fight with a girl in elementary school. So ipso facto, of course you got to stab him in the chest one day, right? I mean, come on, right?
In 2024, on at least 5 occasions, Austin saw a counselor regarding his anger and rage during a football game. In 2021, he got banned from attending basketball games for a season after yelling profanity at a player. Metcalf also got suspended after he and another student were talking about bringing a gun to school the following day. Now, prosecutors, meanwhile, have a 75-page document on Carmelo Anthony's background, which they plan to present to the court tomorrow. In that report, they mentioned that Carmelo Anthony, on the morning before the stabbing, sent out a text saying he's low-key on the verge, which was a sign they say that he was easily triggered. Also, that his girlfriend had gone to their school principal and said that he had been stalking her and was asking for help. Again, all of this information is coming from extractions from cell phones, school records, and police reports. We'll have much more on this coming up.
Now, this is how crazy shit is, right? Carmelo Anthony, I don't know why they didn't really get into that part on this news clip. I might have to find a whole other news clip to talk about that. But Carmelo Anthony had just lost his girlfriend. He was dating some Latina chick. I don't know. She may have went, I don't know what school she went to. I don't know if it was Metcalf or Austin, or Carmelo's, but either way, Carmelo Anthony was dating some Spanish girl or whatever, and she broke up with him recently, like just before this whole incident. Days before this whole encounter, she broke up with him. Apparently, the girl reports Carmelo Anthony had been stalking her ever since the breakup. And then he was releasing text messages. Well, I'm sorry, not releasing. He was sending text messages that, let's say, were very, very violent in nature. Let me see if I can find the right clip. I don't know if I even have one pulled up right now. But let's see. Let's go with Fox News.
Texas convicted killer Carmelo Anthony's retrial hearing continues today as the judge is considering a trove of evidence that the jury never saw, including disturbing text messages that were sent by Anthony. Todd Pyro joins us now with the latest. Todd?
Ainsley, good morning. The fate of Carmelo Anthony's retrial attempt remains undecided as his hearing for a new trial continues this morning. Prosecutors revealing disturbing new texts showing Anthony threatening to murder his girlfriend around the time Austin Metcalf was stabbed in the heart at a high school track meet. One text from Anthony reads, quote, "How many bullets you want coming out of your chest?" Anthony sending another saying, quote, "When I stab somebody, I'm gonna lick their blood off the blade." And this text sent 2 hours before Metcalf was murdered, reading, quote, "I'm low-key on the verge." After receiving these threatening texts, Anthony's ex-girlfriend allegedly told an assistant principal he was stalking her.
Now, all this background information about Austin Metcalf's past discretions and Carmelo Anthony's text messaging, both the prosecutor and the defense team had what they called a quote-unquote gentleman's agreement to leave these things off the case, right? They would not introduce these character issues in trial. And again, I'd say that it was only really benefiting Carmelo, because ultimately you can try to paint Austin as some alleged racist guy, or maybe he was a bully. That it would be a hard stretch to call him a bully, because even based on what we have as far as video evidence and testimony from actual witnesses on the scene, it doesn't look like Austin was actually bullying Carmelo per se. They were having a moment, a confrontation, definitely. And then Carmelo just stabs him in the chest all suddenly and runs off. And it looks shocking. Like, nobody watching that can understand why he would just stab him like that. Just, he wasn't getting jumped. He wasn't getting beat up. He didn't get punched in the face or anything crazy like that. And now we find out that he was actually possibly having a mental spiral because his girlfriend broke up with him. and he wasn't coping well. And hours before, he's texted that I'm on the verge. And then here comes Austin Metcalf, the perfect opportunity to release all this anger that I have inside of me that I don't know what to do about. Now it all makes perfect sense, honestly. If you consider the angle that he was basically crashing out because of his young girlfriend, and he just, he doesn't know how to deal with that type of thing. And he gets into the first fight, and then a fight presents itself, and he's walking around with his knife, having knifey thoughts. Now it all makes sense. Now I understand why he would do that stupid shit.
Prosecutors adding Anthony had a history of getting into fights and an obsession with knives and guns. This information just now being revealed to the jury, or just now being revealed, I should say, was kept under wraps by both sides as a gentleman's agreement, promising to not use the text as evidence ahead of Anthony's original murder trial. The defense had agreed not to speak on victim Austin Metcalf's juvenile criminal history, which included graffiti and incidents of Metcalf bullying minority students, being violent, and using racial slurs. Anthony's team now claiming the agreement violated his constitutional rights and contributed to his decision not to testify. The court's going to hear more testimony today. Back over to you.
Okay, good deal. Thank you so much. Well, in just hours, the
So of course, Black America got to have they 2 cents on this.
It ain't new,
thing.
but yeah.
Well, right, not new. What's new to us, the streets, because they agreed to not bring certain things up. But Austin, the boy who he got into the altercation with, he was locked up for harassing people, being racist. Like his background, this nigga's 17. His background is checkered as fuck.
Truly.
But it's all interactions with Black people and just doing little
or
racist
just
shit.
doing bully shit.
He's a bully. He was the same way. Everybody thought that Carmelo was defending himself. He was really in a situation where it's all these niggas against him. That's what it is. That's what happened. Yeah. So
now everybody wants to try to add this to the scenario as if Carmelo Anthony knew that he was defending himself against Bull Connor in the flesh. He just knew this was a Klansman who left his hood at home that day.
That's a fact. This bona fide fact here.
You got him writing KKK on the wall.
Yeah,
really? Yeah.
Mind you, when the shit was going on, the first trial, what hit the streets was that because Austin's a twin, right?
Yes.
Austin, his brother, beat the shit out their father. So it already showed you the type of home life they had.
Yeah.
Because niggas don't beat the shit out their dad when things is going okay, right? But it says, the prosecution says Austin Metcalf had documented history that included racist and anti-Semitic graffiti and bullying, and some of the evidence was deliberately excluded from the original trial. But it's what type of lawyer would you have to agree? You were supposed to fight that down to the ground. That was the whole fucking case. But like the streets say, it was self-sabotage. A lot of people think that it was bigger hands involved to make sure that Carmelo lost. Because why would
Now, I don't think a lot of Black folk really understand how to contend with the Carmelo Anthony evidence. They want to focus on the Austin Metcalf side of things as if to say that somehow the victim deserved it. And that's another thing I realized too. Black America, we abandoned this idea of respectability politics back in the 90s, right? And what I see is not only an attempt at victim blaming, but a level of respectability politics coming to work now. He was the wrong type of victim. Shouldn't have been wearing that shirt. You know what I mean? They're trying to do a respectability politics on this thing where it just doesn't fit. Even with all the new evidence and information, Carmelo still looks crazy. He looks like a crazy, heartbroken kid who's fantasizing about stabbing people with his knife.
would you agree to that? Why?
But the lawyer sometimes is not the person that is in control of that. The judge could be like, no, this is not admissible. This is not admissible. Even if the attorney is fighting for it. I'm not saying he did fight for it. Yeah. I'm saying, but sometimes that might be outside of his hands. Bro, they have a laundry list of shit that this boy was doing since he was a child. That was just bullying, belligerent, this, like just a one of them. We all grew up in neighborhoods where it was one or two dudes that was just the bad seed.
And that's what they are.
That's what they was, and they basically elected to dismiss all of that shit. So you can't even paint the narrative of this kid has been running around bullying people. So what would make him the exception in this particular case that he wasn't already?
But I don't know if that's even enough to paint him as an actual bully of people. He just got into some incidents over his lifetime. Like, you're gonna have actual testimony. That's another thing, right? Are you just gonna read this shit from a record? You just gonna read his transcripts in open court? Who do you have to testify that Austin Metcalf was a bully and he bullied me? Because even if that were true, you still now somehow have to connect those two incidents. Like, are you saying that Carmelo Anthony got bullied and the first thing he did was stab a kid in the chest who had barely touched him? I don't know how you actually weigh that out. Like, but niggas are amazing.
For the motion for a new trial. So how do you think it went?
It's mixed feelings.
Yeah.
Everything we've noticed, a lot of things about the boys that wasn't sent out to the public. You agree? Mm-hmm. Based on what was told, the narrative, it hurt us, man. It just made us. It's right now. I'm still. It was so much at that time.
Yeah. It was a lot.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
Damn, the dude had a penchant for fighting, for violence.
Yes.
Very, very.
Never
violent.
put out there.
Yeah, like smacking on his friends or so-called friends, smacking on
wordings he was using,
choking his own mama.
Now, think about how we're talking about a victim. You know, this is a crazy, crazy stretch into victim blaming here. You know, he was so violent. He was just violent. The violence. Meanwhile, I wonder if there's anything from Carmelo Anthony's history, like how much fighting in school does he have on his record? Because I remember there was a girl who was on, like, right after the incident happened, there was a girl who was talking about Carmelo who said, I just remember him from fighting in school and stuff, nothing really crazy. So, like, how deep into, like, your childhood, teenage boy history are we really going to go here?
Yeah, that threw me off. I mean, your mama? I said, man, you got to be different.
Threatening to slap his dad and he don't do nothing. And, this kid right here, like he was a real problem. You know, when I heard all of that stuff, I'm talking about a treasure trove of incidents captured on his phone. It ain't like this is not third-hand knowledge. This is him recording himself in most cases or passing along text messages.
Yes, and it was very shocking. Like I said, right now, it's so much to take in because it's like, man, what? Yeah. I mean, somebody to do that. And how that picture was painted, like it was the perfect angel. I'm just still, like I said, I'm going to shock this to mama.
Yeah.
And you took your mama.
Yeah. Kayla, how hard was it to hear them in there talking, the prosecutor, Worski, speaking publicly about your son, saying things that you know that are not true?
It was very hard. It was very hard.
Yeah.
It was very hard.
Yeah. So, and as a father, you know, when you hear the things that were said about Nolan, and I saw your reaction many, many times, you know, and you it was like you wanted to say something. How hard was it not to say something?
Man, it's hard, man. God is real. That's what I can tell you, man. It was hard.
Yeah.
Based on, you know, the temperature we have right now with, like I said, with Nolan, like it's like, man, you know, the things that was revealed, the mindset of these kids. Of them, that's what they do.
Yeah.
My kid could have been enough.
It really is crazy for you to actually be talking about the alleged mindset of some kids when Carmelo has text messages that were very concurrent with the incident. Let's put it that way. These aren't things that happened while he was in elementary school. This isn't stuff that was on his juvenile record. This is shit that he was actively thinking about in his mind right up until the stabbing, right? I'm going to lick the blood off my knife and all of this crazy shit. But somehow, you know, Austin Metcalf he's thinking crazy thoughts. The victim blaming, the blame shifting is incredible here.
Right.
That's what hurts more than anything. Man, as a father, it's like, man, like, what do you, as a black father, well, how can you have a conversation with your son? What can you really tell your son?
Yeah. Your new attorneys, led by Russell Wilson, knocked it out the park.
Yeah,
I mean, knocked it out the park.
Yeah.
You know, how satisfied is it to know that you have the type of representation that you have?
I mean, it's a blessing.
Yeah.
It really is a blessing.
Being God is real. Like I tell them, man, y'all heaven sent, man. We was a family that was lied. We was thinking about they lied on us. We bought cars, we spent the money, we did all this thing. And think about it, they doing the same thing in Nola.
Yeah.
Protect their jobs. It's if people don't see this it's like they have a playbook. Oh, this is going on? All right, it's the play. And everybody know. I got a famous lady telling me this, Titi, I call her Titi. Titi said, man, they know how to stay on task. They know. They stay on code.
Right.
They stay on code like that. The same thing's happening with Nola. Same thing. They went to their job, they lied about them, saying they blow the money, they this and that. Like, wow.
How do you navigate through those insults and lies? And like, people saying all these untruths, people just saying things that you know to be a flat out lie. How do you navigate through that and try to maintain some sense of sanity, when you want to just, explode?
Man, talking to God, this woman here, me and her, we vent. Like I said, I feel like with the limo you just in there, I cry, you cry. Man, we do more than anything, right? So we lean on each other right now. I lean on family. Yeah. It's a very hard. It's just hard. Period.
Yeah.
Like it's both sides. It's definitely, but it's hard. Like I said, even with the lies. I mean, we was lied on.
Mm-hmm.
We was lied on, and it's just like like I said, it's the same play. It was the same play, and if people don't see the play, is that telling you we can't win for losing? Like you were thinking about, it was the exact same play. They went after their family, went after their jobs. They purchased it. They said we did it too. We can't work. Our reputations are ruined. Like with my situation, it's like it's hard. It's hard.
Yeah, that's the playbook. You're right. That's what they do. They, create chaos and then play the victim.
If you don't mind, can I have your name and who you represent?
My name is Crystal Muhammad. I represent the New Black Panther Party for Self-Defense.
Okay.
I'm gonna step up.
Yes, ma'am.
She's trolling us with that music back there.
I know it's really, really loud. But
What's your question?
We're gonna get to it. So, my question is, so you guys coming out here today, I know a lot of people actually really don't even know that the Black Panther Party still exists. So, can you tell me some things that your organization does?
If they don't know the Black Panther Party exists, they haven't been in the movement. Because anybody that's been in the movement and conscious know we have.
Mm-hmm.
We've been everywhere, something been going on there. Our website is nbpp.org. We're a continuation of Black liberation and freedom fighters. The New Black Panther Party was founded here in Dallas, Texas in 1989 at the heels of the crack epidemic. And we've been fighting for justice all across America, KKK. We all here today because we already knew what the verdict was going to be. We knew it was going to be racist. We knew when it was an all-white jury. We knew when the judge and the DA was at a party with Metcalf's dad. The judge should have recused himself. The DA should have recused himself. The fix was in. This whole situation.
Yeah, remember the big, badly built Panther lady? Yeah, it's good times, good times. But the R. Day trial is, not R. Day, I'm sorry. The Anthony trial is not quite finished yet. We're not quite done with Anthony and his people just yet. But let me see, there was something else I was going to dig up for y'all. What did I just do with that clip? Guess who is getting sued right now, though? Because you notice that they mentioned the Nolan Wells family and how they're somehow pulling the same moves that Nolan Wells is doing. Let me tell now, Al Sharpton is being sued by the children or the families of Nolan's friends, who they're all accusing basically of some type of foul play.
They're now threatening Al Sharpton in this leaked document. So they sent Al Sharpton this particular document, giving him an ultimatum that I believe almost certainly Al Sharpton is not going to cooperate with. And they're going to have to actually go through with this.
Al Sharpton has barked himself up the wrong tree.
They're talking about Al Sharpton like Al Sharpton is this peon or something, man.
There is a lawsuit and a pursuit of a lawsuit against him for defamation.
Donald Trump. So, for example, today it looks like we have no deal with Canada. Headline then from the Wall Street Journal: U.S. imposes 50% tariffs on some Canadian goods after last-ditch talks fail. And that's been a theme of the week.
Just still, yes. Yes. Still, no. They had a.
What the hell? I hate when people make stupid ass clips. But let me go back. But basically, Al Sharpton is being sued by Nolan Wells, the family of Nolan Wells friends, I guess you could say. It's clumsy language here, but it's been like a, what do you call it? It's a long ass document. Let's see. A 19-page pre-suit defamation demand dated today from attorneys, blah, 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 blah. Al Sharpton publicly dared these young men to sue him at the National Association of Black Journalists Convention. Sharpton stood on the stage and said, "I want them to sue me first." He then doubled down. "I want to depose your son. If you sue, the plaintiffs are deposed. And then let's go to civil court, any kind of court you want to go, because you can't make this make sense." So Al Sharpton is now being sued in court. Oh, I'm sorry, you couldn't even see that. Al Sharpton is now being sued by Nolan Wells' friends because, you know, you kept accusing them of having something to do with Nolan Wells' death. And apparently, you know, you crossed the point into some type of slander, I guess you could say. Said, smearing the reputation of innocent young men mourning the loss of their friend to score cheap political points will prove far easier than explaining yourself under oath. So now they're coming back for Al Sharpton. They're tired of all the accusations. And it might be a solid case because, you know, they've made some statements online that could come back to bite Al Sharpton. But you know what I was thinking about? Let me move on from that because I don't really have a lot on the Nolan Wells thing. I haven't really commented all that much on Nolan Wells. I'm not going to jump into it too much today, but I found something recently that kind of funny to me. You guys know who this is? Do you guys know who that man on the screen is, y'all? I couldn't believe what I was looking at when this popped up in my feed. I was like, oh snap. You can't keep the great ones down. That is Derek Jackson, y'all. About 5 to 8 years ago, actually a little bit longer than that, about like almost 10 years ago, Derek Jackson was the king of the Panderverse. Of all the guys on the internet that pandered to women over the years, And he was really big right when like the manosphere and the black manosphere were becoming a thing. Like the manosphere and the black manosphere hadn't even really gained much traction yet. And Derek Jackson was huge at the time. You know how like all these different I forget the name of these groups, but they have these shows where they actually bring a lot of people, a lot of women into like a live audience type of environment, and you have like your panelists up on stage, and then the audience asks questions, and it's like having a YouTube panel show but in live in person. Derek Jackson was kind of the pioneer for a lot of that stuff in terms of like, you know, the Panderverse, talking to women. And he got into this really huge scandal because he was cheating on his wife, his pregnant wife, no less. And he had all these side bitches. Derek Jackson is back, y'all.
All right, man, you're live. Go ahead.
Yeah, so my wife, she keep trying to make me choose between her and my son. And, you know, we've been married for 3 years now. And I get the whole, you know, your marriage come first thing. I was raised in a church. But if she thinking I'm going to just abandon him, man, this marriage all but over with for me.
So choose between her and your son. How?
You know, like, she going to control how I show up for him. And when I tell her I ain't going for it, she get mad at me.
So how old is your son?
He 8 years old.
And y'all been married 3 years, but together how long?
6 years.
Okay. And how does she try to control the way you show up for your son?
So the last argument we had was because I helped him with his homework. Now I'm thinking that's a good thing, but she made it out like it was some, you know, disrespect to her.
You lost me. What did your wife say was her issue with this exactly? Like her words.
So she's saying like his mama should have done that. And
so it looks like he's pivoted from being the female big brother love counselor guy, you know, don't forget your crown and all that shit. Now, because that lane kind of blew up for him, he's pivoting into doing sort of general relationship therapy content. You know, now he's a friendly ear for everybody.
Really, she just mad because she missed her nail appointment. But that ain't more important than my son homework.
Wait, not so fast. Why didn't his mother help him with the homework?
Because she was tired from work, you know, and like she's over there by herself with him, and she needed a nap. So she just asked me if I could come over there and take care of that for her. And of course, I'm going to step in anytime my son needs me.
And you stepping in means you going over there, which means your wife had to miss her appointment?
Right. Because me and my wife, we share a car. But man, that's just part of sacrifices that you got to make as a parent sometimes. But she's so selfish, she can't get over herself.
It sounds less like selfishness, though, and more like unnecessary inconveniences your co-parent gets to put both of y'all through using your son as her excuse.
Man, no, bro. Like my wife, she complained, even if me and my baby mama just talk, just communicate. Like anytime
I ain't gonna lie, it sounds like new content, same exact nigga though.
she called, you know, about her son or not, my wife catch some kind of attitude with me like she.
Oh, what you mean or not? Like, why would your baby mama be calling you and it not be about your son?
Well, it ain't like it's like every day or nothing, but sometimes she might be just asking advice on, you know, what to do on the situation, or she might need to just vent about something that's stressing her because she, you know, overwhelmed. And I don't want her to take it out on our son. So you know how I be there. You know, ain't nothing sexual about it, bro. Ain't nothing inappropriate about it. I promise you that. But man, my wife, she still try to make it out like it's something wrong.
She's not making it out like it's something wrong. She's identifying you don't have boundaries with your co-parent, nor do you have any respect for y'all's marriage.
Wait, hold on. Whoa. Like, how you figure that when all I'm doing is making sure I keep the peace?
Whose peace, though? Because it sounds like everybody else except your wife's.
Oh, man, come on. Like, girl, you dragging it now just like she did.
No, you're losing her. Her as in your wife.
How, though? How?
You're losing her respect. The more you lose sight of her needs, anytime your co-parent puts your son's name on her inconveniences.
But that's the part I don't get. So I'm supposed to just ignore my son anytime my wife get upset.
But ain't nobody telling you to ignore your son. I'm telling you to stop treating your wife like an afterthought with a title. Anytime that your baby mama snaps her fingers, like, you just listen to yourself for a second. Your wife missed her nail appointment because your ex needed a nap, not because your son needed oxygen or was stranded or sick or because his 3rd grade homework is going to determine his whole future. Not only that, your ex can have a bad day or be in a bad mood, and you will make her comfort your emergency. While your wife's comfort, that's negotiable. And you surprised that your marriage is in trouble?
I hear you. But if my baby mama is mentally in a bad space, like she just needs somebody,
then she needs a therapist or a journal or God, not her ex who supposedly already
Yeah, he's back. He's back. He done found a way to work dudes into the content now, but it's the same exact content. It's the same exact content. But instead of having like an imaginary nigga to point at, they find actual niggas to point at.
Admitted his provision and his protection and his emotional presence to his current wife. Like, just imagine how your wife feels, coming in last place in her own home to everybody who comes to her first when they need something. Like, she's got to be available to your needs, your son's needs whenever he's there, all while being at the mercy of your ex's next request. No. Like, if you really want to be there for your son, show him that a real father doesn't create a home where his wife has to compete with the woman he already left. Your son needs to see a man with boundaries, not a man who confuses conflict avoidance with leadership. Like, put your co-parent on a schedule. Put the money that y'all are supposed to be exchanging or how much you're supposed to send her in writing. Put emotional venting completely off limits. And then put your marriage back in the place where your vows said it would be. Oh, and stop calling your wife controlling for telling you to grow a backbone. She ain't asking you to love your son less. She's asking you to love her enough to finally prioritize her. She's not trying to take your son's place. She's trying to make sure his mother doesn't continue to take hers. And if you don't get it together soon, she won't be asking you anything.
You know what? I will say this though. Women often don't take the direct path. Women do a lot of underhanded, sideways shit that you wouldn't quite see coming. And I don't think he actually sees what the baby mom is doing, you know, constantly faking need and shit like that. It's not even that she wants you back. She just don't want her there either. You know, the whole thing chicks get into. Speaking of chicks, I found the perfect one to jump to for the next part of the show.
How can women believe that childbirth is sacred, but also support abortion? Isn't that a contradiction?
Because a woman creates and she destroys. All things and all matter can be created, but never destroyed. And a woman is the only, cross to that point, to the only, whatever to that rule, right? So
didn't I make that exact same argument yesterday when we were talking about women and abortion, and not only abortion, but even the whole family annihilation thing with women? Like, women are more likely to off their small children than fathers and husbands are. And I was saying that a part of that psychology is that, women often feel like, hey, listen, I made you, I can unmake you.
a woman, you should be able to create and you should be able to take from this world. And in this day and age, all women should be taken. And that's the reason for global warming, period.
Would that be an admission that abortion is destroying life?
No.
Why not?
It's destroying the thought and the concept and the theoretical thought of a man trying to create life within a woman and trying to condemn a woman to his submission.
It's a theoretical field.
How can women believe that childbirth?
And what it symbolizes, and this is actually literally true in a lot of their thought process, it symbolizes a woman rejecting a man having any control over her or her body or her future. You know, I haven't been to that many amusement parks in my life, but they look awful now. All right, this bitch in the red is definitely faking. I might have been willing to let the other fat bitches get a pass because you know your ankle's probably swelling or some shit like that. But you know you are definitely faking. That one in the red in the back, she definitely could walk. Ain't nothing wrong with none of these hoes. They all just fat, but she's like the least fat of them all. The scooter princesses. Can you imagine working a concession stand at Six Flags and you see this posse of mobilized fat bitches scooting their way towards you? Oh, the horror. The horror. Oh man, you know, I've been finding a lot of how do you say content countering black narratives. Let's put it that way. And it's hilarious, y'all. It's fucking amazing.
This is a cyclops.
We were cyclops and shit.
And the skull next to it is a real skull.
Skull, not skull.
Everyone is talking about the Cyclops in Christopher Nolan's new adaptation of The Odyssey.
I just don't say that we were cyclops and shit.
But historically, are these one-eyed mysteries actually real?
No, they're not real. Please, just what are you going to say?
But before I give you the answer, I want to show you that even in ancient mythology, black people can still be found.
We was the Greeks and shit.
This is a 1st century Roman fresco of a cyclops and a woman.
Oh, look, he's black and shit, man. Men were painted more darker skin to show that they were outside working in the fields under the sun, meanwhile the women were inside the house, so they would be whiter. That was an artistic choice. Also, aging painting.
This is another 1st century Roman fresco of a cyclops.
They was red and shit, man. Again, the red also signified working outside.
And this is another picture of a cyclops. They all are very black.
And just like that, we were cyclops and shit, man. We only had one eye. We was one-eyed monsters and shit, man. Again, aging, painting, and style choice.
This is my first source. The image of the black in the Western art.
Thank you. Now we know which book to avoid. Hey, shit, man.
As you can see, there were many Greeks and Romans in ancient antiquity that were black.
We was the Romans and shit, man. We was the Greeks and shit. We was Leonidas and shit, man. We was Augustus. We was Aristotle. We was Plato and shit, man. We was Caracalla. We was Cassius. We was Marcus Aurelius and shit, man.
The truth is, the Greeks,
not Greek. We was the Greeks and shit, man. We was the Romans. We was the Cyclops and shit, man. We was
Wait, what? Great. Now, what's our motto? We was kings. We was kings!
Apparently, they had like a BBW rally outside of Carmelo Anthony's courthouse. Fascinating shit going on. But you know what? Fuck that. Fuck that. I forgot this happened. I was actually looking. Let me jump to this next story here. Did you know the green dildos are back, y'all?
It's reported this week Park will skip the Asian
Yeah.
Games.
The green dillies are back. You saw it fly across the screen, right?
It's reported this week
There it is.
Park will skip the
They are throwing the green dings back on the stage. The green dings are hitting the stage at the WNBA. It's hilarious. I think it's amazing. We have to troll lesbian athletics, and you know this whole thing with the transgenders and yada 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 and the WNBA. It's been funny because the WNBA ownership basically refuses to actually define their own terms, because no matter which move they make, they're going to make the wrong move in someone's eyes. And so the WNBA is now it's failing to define what a woman is. And so you're getting guys saying, well, I'm a woman, I can play ball in the WNBA. and they don't know what to do. And so now, because women are allowed to, because transgenders are now most likely going to be in the WNBA, you're getting the dildos.
Asian Games. The Continental title. There's a stoppage here in Angel Reese.
Look at her. She's snitching. Angel is a rat, y'all. Angel Reese, I think, had a perfect game the other night. She had a double-double and didn't miss any shots, but she a rat. She like, that's the dildo thrower there. It was him right there. I seen him.
It's reported this week Park will skip the Asian Games. The Continental title. There's a stoppage here, and Angel Reese is pointing out the perpetrator. Something was thrown onto the court. And security has made quick work of this.
Look, and she was measuring it too. Wow, look at her. She said it was like 7 inches.
And security has made quick work of this.
She knows her dildo lengths just on eyesight. She measured it as it was flying across the air.
Has made quick work of this. And Brink kicking the object away.
Big lanky ass. So yeah, they're throwing dildos on the court again. Balance is returning to the force. One way or another, we're bringing balance back to the force, y'all.
Foul. Here's Caitlin Clark effectively getting mugged in the streets by 2 black players, and the refs, which they often do, almost always do, call based on the race of the player, based on some type of, I don't know, white privilege that Caitlin Clark has to just get assaulted every single game. Remember last weekend, Sophie Cunningham was left bleeding from her mouth as she was punched in the face. Caitlin Clark's been gouged in the eye. They don't call fouls on this. They don't eject the players. And it's like some type of, I don't know, fever dream for reparations. I don't know what it is, but it is a ghetto league, and you're taking your life into your hands if you're a white player in this league. And this happened last night. 2, the league has decided to not have any self-awareness when it comes to the trans issue that is actively humiliating and destroying them, and released a brand new non-binary mascot with.
They have a trans mascot, y'all. The WNBA has a non-binary, a they, them, zer named Dez as their mascot. Now, normally, teams usually pick something iconic as their mascot, something that is relatable to the local population of whatever city or region they represent. And apparently Toronto's mascot is a snapping turtle. Do they even have snapping turtles in Canada? Turtles are generally a warm weather creature. And I thought snapping turtles were like a swamp type of creature. Snapping turtles don't just live up in the hills, up in the mountains and shit like that. So I don't know what kind of things Canada got going on, but they have a non-binary snapping turtle as their mascot. Because that's basketball.
They, them pronouns. So this would be, let's just say, a tripling down on not knowing what a woman is. Dez, the mascot, uses she, they pronouns and identifies as a snapping turtle. Of course, from Toronto, naturally. And it looks exactly what you think. What is this?
What is that?
Megan Rapinoe.
It looks exactly like all the weird, funny shaped lesbians that are on television right now complaining about gender equality. Some type of non-binary, anthropomorphic Karen.
If you made Elliot Page a mascot, but somehow more masculine. Oh no. Why do they always have that look in their eye?
Remember when Alex Jones said they're making the frogs gay? Yep. Guess what lives next to frogs, y'all? You would not believe this, but if you have the type of environment where you have frogs, you probably have turtles too. All right? Because the frogs and the turtles live in the same water. If the frogs are gay, it's only a matter of time before the turtles are non-binary and sucking dick for crack. All right? The turtles are gay now. What the hell is going on in Toronto, of all places, that the goddamn turtles are gay? And you're proud of that. What's going on in your town that you're proud to have the first pre-op transitional gay turtle?
I don't know. It's created a humiliating effect for the WNBA. Now, dudes in dresses are showing up to declare that they are wanting to be drafted in the WNBA. They got mustaches on. They had these dress and sloppy makeup put on. Nobody stopped them. The security guards are laughing their asses off because the league has become a laughing stock. Even the people who are technically working for the league can't control themselves anymore and are howling with laughter because, again, you're running a women's sports league that doesn't know the difference between a man and a woman, in spite of the fact that multiple, rubber sex toys were thrown onto the court last year, effectively demonstrating a pretty clear difference between men and women. And this happened 7 different times. In fact, Sophie Cunningham was one of the people that was hit with a green dildo, right?
They didn't mean to hit you, Sophie. You just got in the way. It's hard to aim a dildo at that distance, all right? It was just the luck of the gods.
Here. And I mean, I think this might have been a radicalizing moment for Sophie Cunningham. Anyway,
can you imagine how painful that is, getting hit with a 7-inch green dildo that got chucked across the stadium? Just imagine the velocity it takes for it to travel that far.
The point is that Sophie Cunningham.
Yeah, we're measuring dildo velocity, okay? It's Black Saturday, and this is what we're doing.
Cunningham says, I don't want any dicks on the court. I don't want them in the locker room. This is a women's league. What is wrong with these people? You know, this isn't going to end well. Exactly. This is the chaos that was created. And it happened again, by the way. Last night, another sex toy was thrown onto the court during a WNBA game. And the alleged hurler caught fleeing. You can see here in the, you can see here.
It's reported this week Park will skip.
Another dildo thrown onto the court. Another dildo has hit the court. And you see Angel Reese.
Carmen would like to know, why do dildos have balls? Because that's the way girls like it, all right? What other answer could there possibly be, though? Because the women want them there. The women want them there. They wouldn't be there if women didn't want them there, all right? Because they're not like natural balls where they they come with the packaging. They are there to actually serve a purpose. The women want them there. Apparently, women like balls. I know. Listen, I'm sometimes just as shocked as anybody else, but apparently women really do like balls.
Just a couple nobodies, lost and found, and it's smoking on.
They like them shiny. They like them dangly. They like them oddly shaped where one is slightly lower than the other. They like them hanging 200 feet from the ceiling. They like them really, really oversized, big enough that you could sit on them. Women really like these things. Yeah, hold on. Now, you know you're gonna make me sing it, right? The fact that you typed it, now I have to do the singing. I have to match the cadence and everything. Is that Katy Perry? Is that her song? I came in like a testicle. Oh my God. Neighbors are gonna call the cops and the crazy police on me. I'm gonna get arrested and thrown in a hospital for homeless people. Came in like a testicle. Oh man. Yeah. Ball theory. Listen, balls are there because women like them. If women didn't like balls, the balls wouldn't be there. All right. I'm answering a viewer question. I didn't just randomly stumble into a ramble about ball theory. You know, I was brought to this place for a reason, all right, by a girl. Like most bullshit you find in life, I was brought to this place by a girl, okay? So I am innocent. I claim no responsibility for shiny ball theory. I am not the reason whoever the fuck that is hanging suspended from the air. What in what looks like a pair of glittering testicles. I don't know why women want their testicles to glitter. Hey, you know what? You should try this. You should try this. Guys, pour a little glitter on it. See if she likes it. All right. I'm not going to do it because, it's a little too much for me. But you never know. Let me know how it works out for you. Pour a little glitter on them. See if she likes it. But listen, these women are into all kind of kinky shit. Women are into all kind of freaky things. You'll never know until you just try it one day. All right? One day she's going to find the glitter and be like, hey, what's this for? And be like, oh, I wanted to show you something. I didn't know if you were going to like it or not, but, since you found the glitter, I might as well. And then just bam, glitter balls. You never know until you try it, all right?
How much money do you need for real? Realistically, allowance. But you really just to sit down and don't work.
DJ said allowance. For me to sit down and not work.
Yeah, like $5K a school a month.
I would need more than $5K a month.
With no bills and shit.
I gotta pay the bills and give you $5K.
Oh, he's paying
$5K a month to sit at home. And listen to the price of her in-house punani, right? This is how much it costs to keep her as a girlfriend, and she doesn't go out to work.
How much money do you need for real? Realistically, allowance. But you really just to sit down and don't work.
DJ said allowance. For me to sit down and not work.
Yeah, like $5K a school a month.
I would need more than $5K a month.
With no bills and shit.
I gotta pay the bills and give you $5K. Oh, he's paying
More
all the
than
bills
that.
and giving me $5K.
Yeah. Don't settle, Barbie. We just saying we trying to figure it out. Don't settle.
You
Tell
should
your
do
number.
like 2,500. You be straight, huh? No, 2,500 is crazy. I would say more like. So he pay your bills. If he pays all my bill and gives me like 10 a month. Bands? Yeah. Man, hell no, bro. For me to not work.
Michael, come here, bro. You gotta hear this.
I'm
I don't want you
saying.
to miss this.
I gotta give you 100 bands. Barbie, no.
I don't want
What
you
I'm
to miss this.
No. Fuck no. For me to just sit at home and not work, I would want at least 10 a month.
This is taking
For
me
10 a
out.
month, take your ass to work. To do what, Barbie?
get to that number?
You gotta lock
How
it
did I
in.
get there?
Yeah.
Because he said
$120,000 a year. Because 10 a month, 12 months is $120K before tax, right? That's gross. Clearly, women don't really understand numbers. Like, they know what numbers are. And, to a large degree, they can handle the smaller single or double digit numbers. But the theory of numbers, women struggle with number theory. This is why most of your mathematicians are men. Most of the accountants are men. Most of your rocket scientist people, men. Because women struggle with numbers with more than 2 digits.
He said $5,000 a month. That's like if I was just working like a normal regular job.
$60,000 a year job.
Yeah, that's a normal job, right?
Free.
Tax free. You're not doing anything, Barbara. You're at home.
I gave her no bills.
You gave me no bills, and then $10K a month. That was just so I could just be comfortable. I don't have to keep asking you for it.
What are you gonna ask for if I'm giving you $5K? What do you need to ask for?
Paul Pierce, I swear to God, you was right.
If I don't have to
Oh,
work,
my mama.
if I don't have to work, I'm gonna want to travel. I'm gonna want to do all these things. That's gonna be expensive.
Is that not gonna be a part of the bills that he pays?
Now, notice, at least Carmen has a plan for the money, right? At least Carmen, you're like, you know what? I'm going to take this money and turn the house into a home. You're going to be happy to come home and see what I did with the money you gave me, right? That's respectable, right? You're still not getting $10,000 a month, but that's still a plan. She doesn't even have a plan for the home. She's just like, oh, so you're just going to give me all this money and I got to buy my own vacation plane tickets? Like, I got to pay for my own trip to Paris? Are you serious? You can give me all this money and I still got to buy my own shit?
So he'll pay for my travel with the bills, and then I get
got $5,000 to travel.
Still got to shop, get cute, travel, Pilates class.
That is crazy, right? He's literally paying you to stay home, and she's like, "No, I'm taking a trip to Turkey to get my teeth fixed." Like, no, that's not what this money's for.
Pilates don't cost that much.
Pilates is expensive.
Hey, fellas, y'all in trouble.
They not, because nobody's doing that.
All our people in the struggle.
Paul Pierce went lying, boy.
How much does it cost to get cute? How ugly are you? Like, on a scale of 1 to 10, if you're starting at 0, it probably costs a lot of money. If you're starting at 9 or 10, probably doesn't cost all that much money. So it depends. I don't always know the answer to that question. This is why guys like low maintenance girls. That's literally what low maintenance kind of signals, right? Doesn't take a lot to get her in her beauty comfort zone. Women have this thing where, like, no matter how good a woman naturally looks, they individually have that level of attractiveness that they're comfortable leaving the house with. This is why some girls can leave the house with just like a hair tied in a ponytail and a sweatshirt and be totally fine and actually be cute and can pull dudes, where some other women, they can't leave the house unless they've done the full top to bottom wardrobe makeover thing. And there's no way you're going to see me outside in sweatpants, right? Because they don't feel as cute as the other girl. And they might actually be of equivalent, beauty ranking, but some women just have that comfort level, and that's a whole other thing. So that costs money too. It's a whole girl math is weird and convoluted. This is why ultimately guys who have money, they just throw the money at her and just tell her to solve problems and stop bothering me. Who got time to be doing all this girl math? Just get your goddamn nails done and get out of my face. I hate to be like that, but that's really the mind of it. I got other shit to think about. Like, why are these YNs fucking up Yo Gotti's restaurant, y'all?
One Memphis restaurant is still requiring you to have an ID even for patrons who are over the age of 21. The restaurant now requires you to be at least 30 years old to enter.
Fox 13's Choice Grant went to the restaurant on Winchester and has the details.
Being 21 still isn't old enough to get into certain restaurants here in Memphis. Here at Privé, a new sign says you have to be 30 years or older just to get inside.
That's where it need to be right now.
30 and up. That's what a sign reads on a Memphis restaurant, Privé. For more than a decade, it has welcomed people 21 and older. But this week, they're saying after a certain time, only people of ages 30 and up can enter, stating it was a way to...
I don't think 30 is old enough, all right? I don't think you should be allowed into certain restaurants. You can't eat here unless you have gray pubes. That's it. That's the only way that we know you've come far enough in life to understand value judgments and behaviors and whatnot. If you don't have at least one gray pube, you're not allowed to eat at this fine eating establishment, all right? How are we supposed to know you have that? I don't know. We got to work that part out later. Can't trust you niggas with the honor system. But I'm just saying 30 feels young. There are a lot of YNs in their 30s still. I know it's a crazy thought. They haven't slowed down yet.
Quote, enhance the dining experience. In the past, Fox 13 has covered violent incidents outside the restaurant. One of the more notable ones from 2023, where 2 people were killed during a shooting. Memphis Police Department says in the last year, there have been 13 different incidents reported to them involving that location. It's not been confirmed if the restaurant made their decision based on those incidents. We did reach out to them, but have not heard a response at this time. But people say they have seen violence mostly in the younger crowds there.
Start arguing in there, but when they get outside, that's when it all go down.
The new age rule has sparked a lot of attention on social media. People agreeing with this change. Some saying they may need to raise the age to 35 and 40 up.
What did I tell you? What did I tell you? 30 is too young. You still active at 30. You still on a basketball court with a pistol in your bag at 30 years old. At 30 years old, you're still in you're like in the prime of your YN career at 30. Now 35, I swear to God, it's so weird. Something about your mid-30s. You start doing life math in your mid-30s. Was it just me? Maybe it was just me, but I know once I hit my mid-30s, I started doing weird projections and calculations about, average life for a Black man. What are the projections of Black men who smoke? And oh damn, I think I got about 35 years to go. All right, so 35 years, that means I gotta, in the next 10 to 15 years, I need to have this much money. I need to be trying to do this. Something about your mid-30s, you start calculating how long you got. I don't know what it is about mid-30s, but you hit 35 and you're like, holy shit, I think I might die one day. Before that, you're invincible. You're going to live forever.
In the state of Tennessee, a private restaurant or bar can usually set an age-based admission policy as long as it's applied consistently. Lakeisha Bennett says it wouldn't be nice to only be surrounded by a bit of an older crowd.
More older crowd are kind of laid back, they're chill, they're not with all the riffraff, so it'll be kind of good, yeah.
So far, the new age restriction is the only rule they've added. The same rules still apply here. No weapons, no firearms, no smoking or vaping inside. If you do decide to come up to the restaurant, make sure to have your valid government ID ready with you.
Oh, so niggas can have ID to go to Privé, but you can't have ID to vote. Anyway, let's talk about Invest Fest, y'all. There's a channel on YouTube called Earn Your Leisure. Really popular Black economic focused channel, like investments and financial schemes and whatnot. Not schemes, but investment strategies, I should say.
I'm not even on the Black thing no more. I never was on the Black thing. Not a Black event.
These are the Earn Your Leisure guys. And they had an event called Invest Fest, which, just like it sounds, it was like a it was what do you call it? It was a gathering. These sort of Tony Robinsons and inspirational type of things. It was something like that. But allegedly it's centered around Black people because he's Black and everybody there is Black, but he's got some interesting commentary about the whole Black thing.
I'm not even on the Black thing no more. I never was on the Black thing. Not a Black event. Because I seen somebody else had said that, like, it was white people. Yeah, they're qualified to be there. Like, what do you mean? Like, you think I'm gonna cater just to Black people just to get torn down by Black people? You're out of your fucking mind. There's gonna be even more white people next year, and Spanish and the Filipinos, of course. Like, I'm done. It's been real. Yeah. Well, yeah. For what? The only thing you're gonna do is criticize it and tear it down. And not pay and want to get it for free anyway. I'm not even on the black thing no more. I never was on the black thing.
And see, he is basically rejecting the idea of being like black focused or black only. And then, of course, he eventually walked these comments back because niggas be hating and niggas are sensitive.
The from Earn Your Leisure. There was a clip that went viral of Rashad from Earn Your Leisure that people were pretty upset about. It was him having a conversation about black people in Earn Your Leisure. Let's
still talking about this? I thought we were past this.
Well, the only reason why we're still talking about this is because Rashad had to come back online earlier this week and apologize to the people that support Earn Your Leisure and Invest Fest. So that is new, but I want to explain why he even had to apologize first. Let's take a listen to Rashad talking about criticizing black people.
There's no event in the world like that. But I'm not even on the black thing no more. I never was on the black thing. Not a black event. Because I seen somebody else had said that, like, it was white people. Yeah, they're qualified to be there. Like, what do you mean? You think I'm going to cater just to black people just to get torn down by black people? You out of your mind. There's going to be even more white people next year. And Spanish and the Filipinos, of course. Like, I'm done. It's been real. Yeah. Well, yeah, for what? The only thing you're going to do is criticize it and tear it down and not pay and want to get it for free anyway.
I'm sorry. Black people vote this weekend, sign up that's on black people.
No, I'm never. But I'm saying it's all inclusive.
Now, this was after they were getting a lot of flack for the stuff with the mayor. Then it was like stuff going viral. Like they were like, these are all the scammers that have spoke at Invest Fest. And they were getting a lot of things online thrown their way.
I get what he.
Now, I've had and I had a conversation about this type of thing before, and I totally understand where he's coming from, and I agree with him strategically. Focusing on just black people is financially limiting. You are just selling yourself short if you focus on just black people, right? But here comes the problem. Once you understand that you should be more palatable to everyone beyond just Black America, you start to change things in ways that might alienate you from the hardcore, like, Black American audience, right? Now you're acting too white, as they say. But the crossover Black artist has always been the most successful artist, right? Because that's just the nature of business. Why limit yourself to a small niche market? And not only is it a small niche market, it's a fickle market. You could be loyal to Black America all you want. Doesn't mean they're going to be loyal to you.
It was up for them against whatever people online that wanted to be upset. Now, he did use their Market Mondays, which is an online thing that they do with stock market and investing that they've been doing. But they did a public address during that because people were upset about those comments he just made. Let's take a listen to Rashad apologizing.
The accountability is this. No matter how much hate we get, I know that the love is 10 times more. And that's my fault for focusing on negativity over positivity.
Yes.
So how it came out from the clip, very insensitive. And I know that it could be hurtful to somebody that's like, damn, I've been riding with y'all from the beginning. And how could you say this? So I understand how people could have taken that. And I really do want to say that if I hurt you in that commentary, I truly am sorry for that, because that wasn't what it was for. And it's not who it's directed to. That's something that I should do a better job of focusing on the love. But it, like I said, it hit a little different. It's a little different because we didn't raise money. So everything that we put is on the line. You're going to fight a little different for your when it's your child. But it hurts even more when you see Black people do it.
Listen,
And I understand that too.
Yeah, I understand it. Rashad is a great brother, very intelligent Black man, and he means well, but he's human. And, sometimes humans, say things that they feel like they got to take back.
Exactly. Imagine like so many of your people just coming at you, and all you're doing is trying to educate people on financial literacy.
This is why, and anybody who's actually tried to help the community, this is why they'll tell you, like, bro, that shit is some of the most ungrateful, thankless work you'll ever do in your life. Earlier in this show, I mentioned 50 Cent and some comments he made.
Only giving us music as themes and intros.
Yeah, I'm not trying to be in the way. See, look, hip hop culture is connected to youth culture. You are not supposed to be the hottest in nothing at 60. Fuck that, man. You can still do your shit. Like, you can still sing, and that's love music. It don't never.
But you've
timeless.
never felt like you still have one more album in you.
How you gonna be 60 years old and you the hottest nigga out here over all of these youngins, all of the YBGs and the little fizzle dizzles and the hammer mamma jamma niggas, all of these new young rappers? Like, how you out here? You about to be cashing social security checks and you the hottest artist popping. Like, I think 50 is totally spot on for that. Get out the way, bro. You in the way.
Coaches connected to youth coaches. You are not supposed to be the hottest in nothing at 60. Fuck that, man. You can still do your shit. Like, you can still sing, and that's love music. It don't never.
But
it's timeless.
you've never felt
Yeah.
like you still have one more album in you.
No, I still got love for music. I'm never gonna lose that. Like, I'm always want to do something, and those are like entries. Look, it's me putting a little piece or tab something in there for them here. That I still do it. That I still got it.
But you ain't giving us.
I don't need it.
I can't come. I know you bust their ass right now.
about me.
Put them niggas out, and I do the shit from 03 and fuck them up right now.
Right, true.
Right now.
So I
Do you have
bring
any?
them. We go international. They
You
don't know
got
what the
any
fuck they talking
unreleased
about.
albums? 50. You got any albums you recorded? You just don't want us to hear?
Yeah, I got music out in.
Nadeska, he got
Albums
mad.
worth of-
Nadeska, he
If
got
I
mad
don't,
records, bro.
if it doesn't sell, you keep it to your motherfucking self, right? Motherfucker tell you this was a personal album. I made this for this and that. Then why do I hear it, bitch?
Yo, because sometimes you need to share that with the world. The world needs to go through that with you. We want that sometimes.
No, man, you just.
Yo, you were the king of
Those things you
marketing
can
and
put it-
promotion, but sometimes
Put it
we
out
want to
for
know.
promotions for something. If you want to do it, like tie it to something and just let it go. It'll
So
work.
in the Paid in Full movie, would there be records from 50 Cent in the movie?
I'll do something for it. You know,
50
okay?
featuring Tyrese.
And that's how I gotta figure out something.
Let's go.
A Paid in Full movie. Didn't they already do Paid in Full? What is he talking about? Paid in Full was already a movie. Are you gonna do a part 2? What are you talking about, bro?
Oh, that's right. You're an actor. That's right. You're an actor.
Yeah.
That's right. I forgot about.
But 50 also on top of you not want to do it yourself, you will tap in with a younger artist like Skilla Baby who's getting ready to drop.
Oh, yeah,
That's
yeah.
right. Yeah, you'll do them
I
features.
like them. I like Skilla, the baby. A lot of the new artists, I check them out. Like I look for what I like in the new artist. So I'm not a critic to them. I just look and say, what's cool about him? Like, why is he who he is right now? To the culture at the moment. Like, I think whoever's in college is your core audience because their socialization is so important to them at that point that they go party every available moment away from their schoolwork.
Are you always in business mode? You can't even.
Yeah, always.
I can't even just come get the hard drive from you and just put out some records. For
My core audience, my core audience is running the world right now.
Yeah.
They are successful in running the world. And this may be why you see me able to make deals that it wasn't possible to make. You know, and
because you walk in them boardrooms
and I'm 50.
Yeah.
They know
Yeah.
the significance of me. So then it changes the way things are, you know, and then it's cool. I wouldn't pick a different time.
I like old 50. I was never like the hugest 50 Cent fan, like as a rap fan or whatever. I liked him, but like, you know, wasn't my favorite guy. But as 50, the producer, the media figure, I like him. He's like a lot more entertaining than a lot of other people here. We're gonna wind this down in a minute. It's about time for me to get up out of here. But I want to leave y'all with a little literary tip here. Reading is useless, y'all.
Man, check this out. A friend of mine recommended that I read Beyond Good and Evil by Nietzsche. So I'm like, cool, I'll check it out. Went to the library, got the book. And few pages into the motherfucking book, I must say, I have no idea what the fuck I'm reading. I don't understand. Nietzsche, what the fuck is you talking about, man? Huh? It's crazy.
Shout out to books.
Man,
y'all.
check this out. A friend of mine recommended.
Shout out to books. They're not for everybody. That's an experiment we should run, you know. Do niggas understand Nietzsche? Do niggas even Nietzsche, y'all? I gotta run an experiment. I gotta figure it out, right? At least he tried. Do niggas Nietzsche? That's a great question to wrap this up on. I don't know if niggas Nietzsche.
we have made celebrities and tricks and hoes our culture. They are the leaders of it. It's easily driven by music and culture, and it's so easily maneuvered. The Chief Keefs, the Young Boys, the Booses, all that music changed everything. You know, if you ride around, listen to that music all day, and when we sit down, we talk about, man, if a nigga do this, I'm gonna shoot his ass, this and that, we can go. Then you go over here and you tell a nigga what you'll do, and how you shoot him, and how you do the thing. You write you a rap, so you could get on the beat saying the same thing. I kept shooting him in the chest. You know, when it come down time for you to have an altercation, that's just muscle memory. You ain't thinking about it. That's why you crying when you get in that courthouse. That's why they cry when they get in jail. Every last one of them. I'm talking about wake up, boo horn. Ah, la, and I'm trapped.
So Shadow Jackson is releasing a new documentary called The Myth of Blackness. I guess he's kind of getting into some of the lane I've been in, community anthropology and whatnot. I can't wait for him to put this work out. I wonder what he discovers in the myth of blackness, y'all. Who knows what fascinating blackness we'll discover with Shadow Jackson, but it should be good. It should be good. Let me see what's going on with our young boy Nitro. Since his mama put him out, he's living a good life.
Oh, came with a charger too. Yeah, I needed this.
They really hooked you up.
I gotta text Santa and tell her thank you, and everybody else that gifted and stuff. I appreciate y'all so much, bro. Check Kick email. Oh, Kick did send me email. They partnered.
They said they gonna get you. They won't.
Oh my God, they did. Kick partner program. Congratulations. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much, Kick.
Are you verified now?
Yes. G Fuel? Oh, somebody did tell me G Fuel said something. What did you? Yeah, Yo, G Fuel. I would love to get something, bro. If y'all can give me some free packages, please. I want to be a partner.
So if you see him,
for real, please. Oh, came with a charger too.
So the young boy's doing all right. Mama put him out. He's on his way, starting out all right in the world. Good for him. Good for him. But we're gonna wrap this one up. It's been fun talking to y'all, but I got things to do. Appreciate y'all watching the show. Like, share, and subscribe. Throw $1 in the hat on your way out. Click that link. Go to buymeacoffee.com. But I got to go. Peace, y'all.
Aspiring to be patriarchs like what white men have, that isn't freedom. That isn't going to help anybody. It's certainly not going to help Black people.
It's done. It's done. It's done. It's done. It's done.